Federal lawmakers are outside a federal building in Baltimore where immigration detainees are being held by ICE. They were there planning to tour that facility, which has been the subject of some scrutiny before. Most recently, immigrant rights advocates rallying outside the facility last month against what they call inhumane living conditions there. So for more, let's go to Shanelle Kaul, who is tracking this story for us. Shanelle, what did those lawmakers talk about?
Well, Reed, that holding facility, by the way, is in southeast Baltimore, and they were there this morning, those lawmakers, including Senator Chris Van Hollen, who's also advocated for the release of Kilmer Abrego Garcia. And they said they weren't able to get in, Reed, to take a look at some of the conditions inside. Listen now to Congressman Kweisi Mfume explain why.
We were not allowed entry, and so we had to stand outside, bang on the door, and ultimately sit down in front of the door. Finally, a director came out and explained to us that she had been given direction not to allow anyone, member of the House or Senate or anyone else, into the facility. We began to ask her where she got her authority from, and her response was, "That's my directive." Now, we brought with us, and we'll read to you before we leave and certainly give to you, the public law that oversees this situation, a law that determines that members of the United States Congress, both the House and the Senate, have jurisdictional oversight over all ICE facilities, not whether they're a detention facility or something else, but over all facilities. I am a senior member of the Oversight Committee. I am the ranking member of the Committee on Government Operations, and I explained that to her, but she was not prepared to hear it or to deal with it.
So, Reed, those Democratic lawmakers essentially were saying there that they billed this as an oversight visit, and again, they were not allowed in. They said they were not told how many people are currently inside that field office. At least 20 is what we're hearing. As for what conditions are like inside and why this matters so much, it's because, Reed, for months now, officials with the Amicus Center for Immigrant Rights had alleged that people there were facing some pretty tough and harsh conditions. Some, they say, were forced to sleep on the floor. They said that they weren't getting enough food and water, and that they're being held there for days, sometimes even up to 60 days. They say, Reed, that actually exceeds the standard 12-hour holding limit, and that, they say, has led to overcrowding. Now, for its part, ICE has defended the operation. They're saying that it is complying with federal law. Also, Reed pointing out that this is not a detention facility. It is what's called a holding center. So essentially a place for ICE to bring people who they believe are currently in the country illegally while they get processed.
All right, some important clarifications there, and we appreciate you bringing those to the air. Shanelle Kaul, as always, thanks. Good to see you on a Monday or any day, friend.